Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at The Giver, Chapter 12. Now, in this chapter, it starts with the morning, and Jonas goes down to breakfast, and his mom asks the question as usual: Jonas, did you sleep well? Yes, I did. Did you have any dreams? And Jonas really wasn't ready to lie yet and say, no, I didn't have dreams, because he had dreams, many dreams. But he said, yes, I slept. He shook his head to the dreams, and then he said, yes, I slept well. And so his mom just kind of let it go. So in his dreams, he kept dreaming over and over again of snow, of that sleigh ride down the hill. And it was really weird because every time he dreamt it, he felt like there was something at the end that he was trying to get to, some place that there was still somewhere to go. And so he kept dreaming it over and over again, trying to find or trying to continue that memory into something. After that, he goes to school, and school is a little weird because during the break times and recreation times, all of his friends are talking about their new jobs. Oh, recreation director is like this. Oh, care for the old people is like this. Oh, studying for lawyers like this. And they're all blah, 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 talking, and they're so excited that they actually interrupt each other. They say, oh, I'm sorry for interrupting. I forgive you. And then they interrupt again because they're just so excited. And so they're just kind of sharing all this stuff. But Jonas can't share because he's not allowed to share any of his training. So he just listens. After school, he rides together with Fiona to the house of the old, and Fiona kind of asks him about his day a little bit, but she doesn't ask him because that would be rude. But there's like this awkward pause, and then Jonas asks her about her time, and then she shares and shares and shares, and then she says like, "Oh, I'm so excited to learn more," and Jonas is like, "Yeah, me too," and she was like, what are you learning, Jonas? What's going on in your but she doesn't say anything. She just kind of pauses, and then they end up parting. But as she leaves, Jonas sees something strange in her hair. There's that seeing beyond kind of thing that happens again, and he's sitting there and he's looking at it and he's thinking. And then he goes to the giver, and the giver says, hey, you're 1 minute late. What's going on? And then Jonas starts asking questions again. He says, wait, before you give me memories, that thing happened again. Seeing beyond. It happened with with the apple, sorry. It happened with the people, and then it happened with Fiona. And then the giver is like, oh, okay, tell me more. And so Jonas starts kind of describing it. And then the giver is like, okay, I think I understand. And he's like, that memory that I gave you with the sled, why don't you remember it and look down at the sled? And Jonas is like, well, don't you give me the memory? And it's like, no, you have the memory. It's yours now. Just close your eyes and try to experience it, and you can bring it back. And so Jonas does, and he looks down at the sled, and he's like, whoa, just looking at it. What? And he comes back. What is that? And then the giver starts to tell him that he's seeing the color red. In the apple was red. In people's skin tone can be red. And Fiona's hair is a very beautiful red. Also, some of the books that he has have a red color to them. And so Jonas is starting to see color. And Jonas is like, well, why don't we see color? Oh, not this one. Why don't we see color all the time? And the giver says, well, that was one of the choices that we went to sameness. We removed color. And that might not be color from the world, but maybe color from their eyes, from their brains. We don't really understand that right now. But in some way, they're able to make it so the people, the community, don't really see color that well. But now Jonas is starting to see it, and it's beautiful, and he thinks that they should keep color. We also learn that the genetic engineers in the community are still working on creating sameness. So all the people in the community have the same color skin. All the people in the community, Jonas's sister talks about it, have the same color eyes, except for Jonas. He has weird eyes. Um, and Fiona has different color hair. She has this beautiful red hair, which the scientists can't figure out how to get that color out and to keep it same. Or maybe the scientists don't see the color, so they don't know it's there either. I don't know. And Jonas kind of wants to talk about it more, and then the giver is like, all right, I'm going to give you the memory of a rainbow, and that might help you see color more out in the world. This is going to be pretty exciting. What would it be like to see a rainbow for the first time? Oh, or to see those colors. Wow. Oh, man. Probably exciting. Some vocabulary. First one is admonition. And this is like a warning. So Jonas had the warning that he can't share his training, right? So this is kind of what the word is referring to. Not to do something. Discipline wand. You might be able to guess this one, but if you think of children, some parents have like a little stick, and we learned in our story that whenever the children made a mistake, they got hit with the stick. Wow! And the elderly people, they get disciplined with a stick also, and it's kind of funny because the young kids get the discipline wand and the old people get a disciplined wand. In between, they don't use stuff like that. But for kids and old people, they have to punish them with pain, which is kind of funny. Flustered. Flustered is like your words and your mind not being able to think clearly because of confusion or because of things taking too long. So, imagine you're running and you're late to school and your teacher says, you get to the door and the teacher says, hey, why are you late? And you're like, you can't really express yourself what had happened. The bus was late, your bag broke and your books fell out, you bumped into someone, and you're trying to explain all this and it's flustered. Kind of confused, and your mind kind of lose control a little bit of that. And I think Jonas feels flustered trying to describe his experience. Dumbfounded, I love this one, is you probably know the word dumb. It's like being struck dumb. Dumbfounded. He looked at the sled and he just felt stupid. Like his brain died. He's just staring at it. The color red. His brain just kind of turned off. He was dumbfounded. Another one, work out the kinks. And he talks about this with the DNA scientists, that they are trying to fix the problems. Work out the kinks. A kink is like a bend. And to work out a kink is to make it flat again. You can imagine this with a car. Sometimes on a car you'll see a little dent from another car opening its door and making a small, we call it kink in the door, right? A small dent. And to get that out, you have to go to a shop, and then they try to maybe use a hammer to pound it out, or they use some technology to pull out that little dent. We call that working out the kinks. And that can be used in many, many different things. Like a shirt, maybe it has some wrinkles in it, and you're ironing out the kinks, the wrinkles, the bends in the shirt. And so a kink can just be any kind of problem in general, this expression, but it really means like a bend or a shape that's not right. The last one here, I believe, is relinquish. Relinquish means to let go or to give up. So when the community decided to go with this idea of sameness, there were some things they had to relinquish. One of those is diversity, being different. And so they went with the same skin color. They went with the same temperature. They went with the same sky, things like that. So they don't have things like sunshine or snow. And they had to give away those things. They had to relinquish them for sameness. Discussion question I have for you is kind of at the beginning of the chapter. When Jonas is having this dream from this memory, he's trying to go somewhere at the end. There's something he's feeling, something he's trying to get. What do you think that is? What was beyond that dream that he was chasing? Or in that small memory, where does that memory continue? Right? That feeling of going somewhere, or wanting something, of needing to be somewhere, whatever it is. What do you think Jonas is chasing by going back into that dream, trying to find whatever that is? Of course, please make your own discussion question. That is all the time that we have for today. But thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.